as Crichton.
Yeah.
Because I said, "Oh, you got to put something that Crichton would say."
What did he sign?
You know what? I don't know what he signed. It's somewhere in my box. It's upstairs somewhere.
Huh.
I think he put like to Dave, or something like one of his famous lines that he used to say.
Oh yeah. Huh. Yeah. Well, that's pretty cool.
He was a nice chap. He was awesome.
Yeah, I have to ask, what do you think of the Arnold Rimmer song from Rimmer World?
I never actually asked him that. I asked him, like, is he ever going to do, like, Scrapyard Challenge ever again? Because I used to watch that.
Oh, yeah. I know that.
He was on
Oh, I
Scrapyard
watched that
Challenge.
too. Was he from Red Dwarf?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. I remember, like, just all those shows. I watched, like, the British ones and the Australian ones, and, like...
Yeah, he did Red Dwarf. He was the robot, but also he did Scrapyard Challenge.
Yeah, he was, like, the host guy of it.
Yeah, he was the host, yes.
Huh.
Without his makeup on or the costume on. Yeah, type thing.
Oh, of course, I should hope it.
So it's really hard to recognize him, but you just like, once you hear the voice, it's like, oh, that's that dude. So there you go.
Yeah.
The big questions I have about that series is, what does Smeg mean?
Smeg!
It means it's either shit or snot.
Either way, it's just fun to say.
It's
Yeah.
Smegging.
Yeah.
Yeah. It comes from a
It's-
fridge, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smeg.
Yeah.
It could be an insult or anything.
It's just the best.
Yeah. All I know is and what's his head there that plays Rimmer?
You
I
know, when
can't
I
think of
said
his
the
name.
Rimmer World song, I've got it going around my head right now. Oh boy.
Said he's like actually I think it was an interview I saw with Craig Charles where he said it, that the best part is that everyone always shouts Smeghead to what's his face? Chris. I don't know, Chris, but Rimmer. You know, he has a celebrity, he goes out in public, there's just people shouting Smeghead at him all
Chris
the time.
Barry.
Yeah, Chris Barry, yeah.
I just looked it up.
Yeah.
No, Danny John Jules as a cat was brilliant.
Yeah. He is. He's like a British Wayne Brady, but funnier, but better.
I love funny.
I always.
Way more fashion forward.
And do you know what? No shit. And I mean this. I thought he was like the one American guy. Do you know what I mean? How like often on the cast there's like one American guy. That's I thought he was honestly the one American guy. He just the way he does the cat, like the accent and everything.
A bit, yeah. Did you see the episode where he sings tongue-tied?
Oh, I don't know. Like I said, I've seen everything but the newest season. So if it's not the newest season,
it's not from a new season, tongue-tied. It's from
then,
one of the older ones.
Yeah, well then I've seen it. Yeah. I was just thinking I gotta watch them again. I think they're all on.
I mean,
Netflix.
in that episode, you could tell he's a dancer.
From the start, first season, first time you ever see him when he comes down the hallway. Wow! And he's like, following his feet. I got exploring feet. Wow!
Yeah.
Adventuring feet. Hey, you looking good. Yeah. Sees his own reflection. Fuck. I love Red Dwarf. So everyone's here.
Show.
The last time.
I think we're all here, yeah.
Yep. So, my recommendation, watch Red Dwarf if you haven't. It's terrific. We got it in Canada pretty new, but it was 6 months old. They would air the entire season or entire series, and then we'd get it here. Actually, it wasn't even technically here. I think it was aired on American PBS.
Well, at least he got it.
Yeah, but we got it. But that's how we got it. We got it 6 months later than you guys. And I fucking, when it first came out, I thought it was like a 20-year-old show. I remember like whatever, 88 or 89, being like, oh, this is like from 1979. It just is so poorly put together, but what a fantastic show. If you can admire just, yeah, the quality's there. You're not going to see it.
It's more in the writing.
Yeah, the quality is there. You're not going to see it. Like superficial, you can't just look at the show and make a judgment because it's superficially terrible, which is part of the appeal because they just didn't worry about it and they made it work. They made that work for them.
Yeah, and effects are rather charming. I mean, that monster that sucked away part of their personality that they were most proud of, that was a pretty scary monster.
Well, what was it? Was it first season, second season where fucking he turns into like the miniature RoboCop?
I can't remember.
That I think that's when they're fighting the Vindaloo, the giant Vindaloo.
Oh, yeah.
And they turn Lister into the well, they're gonna turn him into RoboCop, but they make a miniature. The suit,
Oh, yeah.
the suit, that RoboCop suit was like their entire budget, like for the whole season, the whole series.
Not surprised.
Yeah, just a RoboCop suit. That was like their entire budget for the whole.
Oh, wow, what they could do with
series.
that tiny budget.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, no doubt. No doubt.
Aren't we starting a game?
Yep. So last time, you guys were at the doors. You opened them when the White Worm Barbarians then decided that was their chance to attempt to take you down and leave the plunder of the temple to themselves. You guys won.
Yay.
You guys slew them all but for one dragon wormling, which just took off back whence where you came and out into the wilderness. The slain barbarians have been Warvel, Harshnag, Gobbo has been kind of helping, but he's been more or less searching and rifling and going through pockets and pouches and looking for any valuables. I gave you guys what valuables there were. These are just barbarians. They didn't really have anything of beyond what I said. There's like that amulet. There is a +1 great axe, and there was like the 7 100 GP gems.
Wait, what was the amulet? Was it anything?
What
amulet
was it?
Proof against. What was it?
Against
Oh, yeah.
detection and something.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And don't think of it as what should we call it? Like a 1970s fantasy movie amulet, right? It's an amulet in term. It's like looks like a bird foot that's been like removed and dried and desiccated and is clutching a stone in its talons.
Ooh, rustic.
They're barbarians!
Yes, indeed.
And then we took a pause, and then we were in this big old cavern full of statues.
Yeah. And you guys went beyond that. You guys just walked into the temple, which is massive. Is it 100-foot tall ceiling? I don't even know how far across. But there's 7 statues. 6 giant-sized statues that are all like kowtowing or showing reverence
40,
to the central statue, which is like 80 feet tall.
20,
That statue.
40.
Now, is it? I think it's in here where there's also 2 sets of frozen doors, right?
On the far side.
Yeah, and that statue is like looking across to one of the walls, where all of this room is dark. There's like just a. It emits enough light where you can see it as a swirling blank gray silver surface that's like 40 feet tall, 40 feet wide against the wall. And the statues in that are kind of like the main features. Each one of the statues is like a paragon representation of like a stone giant. In fact, I'll tell you. Like, there's like one that looks like it could be a hill giant holding a massive bone club. And again, like I said, the statues are made of stone, but the weapons are actually like in their grip.
So, as we look at this statue of these mighty Goliath giants within this temple, Daniela looked at her party, exhausted and bruised, maybe, from the barbarian fight. We had a nice short rest and recovered our sort of stamina. She turns to the bard and says to the bard, thank you, sweet bard, for your lyrics and songs of rest. I am truly thankful for you being here. Those barbarians were really ruthless.
Well, I'm always glad to help. Ever need to hear a strange story or something that goes bump in the night? I've got plenty to tell.
Well, I heard a riddle once, a very interesting riddle. Would you like to hear it?
Absolutely.
All right. Riddle me this, riddle me that. What is small but also big? What is warm but also cold? What is strong like a rock but weak as well? What am I?
Human relationships, or relationships in general.
Carl, pipe up. Talking about me again.
Yes, or girl.
No. The answer if you like to know, is the heart.
Well, I did say
Oh.
relationships.
Yes. It is we all have one. And sometimes it can be cold and bitter, but also strong and mighty. It is one of the most powerful muscles that we have in all of us. And if we strive beyond these ruins or troubles that are ahead of us, we can accomplish anything if we believe in our heart and believe in ourselves and don't give up the fight.
And Gar will say, see, I told you, you're talking about me.
Garl says that after he slips around one of the statues, the same frost-covered stone as the walls and the floors. And this statue looks like a Paragon stone giant, and it has like in its clutches a giant boulder that like it looks like it's ready to shot put. The one with the fire giant has a massive black wrought iron greatsword. The cloud giant, the one that looks like a cloud giant, you can tell by its tusks and its regal appearance, but yet it has tusks protruding from its mouth. It holds a spear that looks like it's actually like, you know, again, proportion to the statue, and it looks like it's made out of pure mithril. And finally, the stone giant, or the storm giant, which, because it's made of the stone, it's the same coloration of the stone, is the one giant that actually looks like a giant human. Its face, its body proportions, everything. It's that of a human, just massive. This one holds a trident made out of pure adamantine. And
Gar will hide by the center statue, the biggest one.
the big, massive cowled statue
Yep.
that goes
He's gonna
80
find
feet
a
up.
spot
Yeah,
to hide
you
and
may.
observe what's going on and ready his bow in case something jumps out to terrorize.
And the
Can you
massive.
check out the statues to see if there's any secret? Like, we're going to poke around and plug, see if they're hollow, see if we can find a way in, if there's some, you know, like a secret door, secret compartment.
Gobble comes.
Chamber, you know, checking to see if there's anything in there.
Gobble comes literally out of the shadows when you're like, hey, Gobble, why don't you, you know, and he comes over and gives you a blink with his big dark eyes. And he kind of heads over towards where you could see Warvel standing with his hands on his hips with like reluctant admiration at the stonework. I say reluctant because it is of giants. And you see Harshnag is kind of looking around and overlooking all the statues, and you see him come finally to the frost giant statue, and you see how the rest of the giants clutching weapons, where the frost giant arms show that it should be clutching a weapon of some kind. It is not. The weapon from the frost giant is not there.
Is that your axe there, Harshnag? Did you take it from the statue?
He shakes his head. He's like, no. He says, this was found in a burial mound. Well, he shrugs. I was told. It was given to me by Waterdeep. He says, I don't think it's where it came from, but... And he'll take his axe, and he'll even try to, like, place it in its hands, right? To see if it fits. And you can even just tell right away, Michael, once he start, it's not quite the same proportions, right? Because Harshnag and Frost Giant, well, these things are Paragon, right? It's like where Harshnag is like 22 feet tall, this thing's like 26 feet tall, right? Like, you know, more to 30 feet, you know, some of the, like, you know what I mean? Like, they're a little bit bigger. You know, like when you go see a fucking,
Larger than life.
yeah, like it's not his axe. No, it doesn't fit. Like it just, his is too small for the proportion of the statue. The statues are a little bit on a larger scale, right? They're giant proportioned. So think about it. If you go to a library and they go to fucking statue of whether it be like the local fucking first mayor or the fucking local historical whatever,
Daniel
right?
Boone. Daniel
Right,
Boone
right,
was a
right.
he was a big man.
I was gonna say, like whatever fucking patriot or bigot your
I just
local
like to stop
town has.
and ask a poll. Who knows who Daniel Boone is? Do you know who Daniel Boone is, Roland?
Yes.
Okay, how about you, Charles? Do you know who Daniel Boone is?
Yeah.
How about you, Dave Pike?
Nope. I've heard of the name.
Dap, you know who Daniel Boone is?
Was he the man with the giant axe that had a giant ball? Giant.
He was not. That was Paul Bunyan.
Yes, Paul Bunyan.
How about you,
Ah.
Kath? Do you know who Daniel Boone is?
Not
I don't know,
confused
but
with
I'm
Pat,
thinking
but-
it's a giant lumberjack with a giant bull.
That
No.
would that would be Paul Bunyan.
yeah, not to be
Yeah.
confused with Pat Boone.
Paul Bunyan and Babe.
Daniel Boone was just I don't know, he was a pioneer. He was settled Kentucky. Like Fort Boonesboro was just it's my neck of the woods. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah, wasn't it part of like that whole war with Mexico, right?
No, not Daniel Boone.
I thought he was part of that too, though.
No, he
that's
died.
Davy Crockett.
I
Is he
remember
dead
the
then?
Alamo.
Yeah, he died in 1820 in Missouri.
Oh,
Yeah, sorry to bother about
yeah,
that.
not Pat Boone, who did like the heavy metal album.
Coonskin cap from the coonskin cap at the top of old Dan, the tail of his rawhide boots, ripping his, roaring his, fighting this man the frontier ever knew.
He was a frontiersman. He opened up the West for the colonies in a lot of places.
Yeah, more or less. And by West, I mean like Kentucky.
The only tune going around my head now is Davy Crockett.
At the time, that was the West.
Classic.
Yeah, it was the West. Yeah.
And then Davy Crockett is the one that everybody was thinking about at the Alamo. And
Yeah, Davy Crockett, I know, is the Alamo.
yeah, and he
I
was
thought for
he was
some reason.
actually, in the House of Representatives for a while.
No, John Wayne was a true Wild West. He did so many movies, it's unreal.
I'm a big John Wayne fan, but you know what? There again, he's an actor. We're talking about real life people.
Can we find anything like searching around the face of these statues?
Yeah, going back to this big room, I guess I would go up to, I think it's been Nicodemus who's been constantly talking about it. And I'd just ask him, like, you said we're looking for an oracle. Like, what does it look like? What are we doing here? Like, what
Well,
do
we're
you
looking
guys?
for an oracle. Harshnag has said he has been here and seen it.
Oh,
And we're going to ask, I don't know.
well, he says.
Yeah, we'll ask him, like, what it looks like. What are we looking for?
He's like, I've actually never been like in the temple here. I was like, never came beyond those doors before.
So it's all new territory.
He's like,
Why not? Couldn't get them open?
So what did you see before, the one you saw the oracle?
okay, well, I'm trying to finish my description without interrupting you guys at the same time. So you guys are asking me questions,
Yeah.
right? There's that against the wall. There's that 40-foot by 40-foot kind of glowing misty area against the wall. If you guys have some sort of torch light or something, you guys could see that around this silvery, misty, swirling, slightly dimly glowing, foggy area, that there are 6 runes written in like electrum, like it looks like it was carved into the walls and then filled with electrum, right? Or platinum, sorry.
Oh wow.
And they're massive, right? Like they're like, you know, like take up like a 5-foot square.
Like how much platinum are we
bigger.
talking about?
Lots.
Uh-huh.
And that are these 6 runes are placed around this silver, misty, glowing, swirling area. On the like adjacent to this misty, glowing 40-foot thing with the 6 runes around it, there are 2 more metal sconces in the walls that do, you know, giant-sized metal sconces that currently have no flames. Everything is covered in frost in this room. Everything is covered in a white frost. The floor, the walls, the statues. It's just when you get close enough, you can see the platinum runes because they are slightly embossed. You know, you can see them.
Are the rooms
And there are 2 sets of frozen doors in here. I think one to the north, one to the south. I think, but I don't know. From my description, that's what I got inferred from it. So on that map, does that map show more doors? Does that map up?
Yeah, like where we came in, if you go straight ahead, there's the giant frozen doors I think you're talking about. And then if you go left or right, there's on each wall 2 sets of doors, so 4 total.
Oh, let's put it this way, Michael. I'll give it that Warvel and Gobble do find secret doors. Those 2 doors that Michael David just pointed out.
Okay.
I forgot about them. But yeah, if they're looking, yep, there. They're like 40 feet tall, 20 feet wide.
So they're big secret doors.
Yeah.
Secret for giants.
So yeah, Warvel, and if you guys want to, like, Warvel will touch a torch to the sconces, and they'll do the same thing as the other room. They light up in magical flame that causes light and heat. So we can make it light in here. Eventually.
Yeah, well, we had torches and everything.
Yeah.
If I saw sconces, I'd fly and light them and everything.
Yeah. So you guys don't have to worry about carrying torches. But yeah, there are. It's.
Oh, I see a secret door. 5A and
Yeah.
Yeah. 5A, 5B.
5A, 5B. Cool.
Oh, okay. Yeah, those aren't the ones I pointed out, but yeah, I do see
Okay.
those there.
Okay. Because yeah, there's 2 giant sets of frozen doors somewhere, and then there's that archway with the runes around it. Well, it's not even an archway; it's just a misty, foggy, swirling, shapy area. 40-foot by 40-foot against that one wall.
Okay, that
So
would
like
be...
I don't know. So I don't know my directions. Like I said, I'm trying to infer everything from the text in a module, which they don't ever write.
Well, I'll try to. The way we came in through the hallway and the giant stairs
should be
and
on the
everything
west.
is behind us.
Should be on the west.
Yeah.
Yes, and then the east is the big frozen swirly.
Okay, yeah,
door.
that's what I thought.
And then north and south, there's not secret doors. It looks like just doors that go to stairways, hallways.
Okay, yeah, the frozen doors.
And then there is secret doors on the west
secret doors
wall.
from back where you came.
Yeah, on the
west
wall.
Yeah. right there.
So I was pretty damn close. Isn't that
Yeah,
what I
pretty
said?
close.
That there's frozen doors north and south?
Yeah.
So that's why I hate maps.
So let's check out this glowy thingy with the rooms.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Errol would be interested in that the most, probably.
Are the
Just
rooms
from-
like giant rooms?
Yeah.
Can I read them? I understand giant.
You do not.
Ooh.
Not? Let me see.
What about you, Harshnag? Do you know what they mean?
I can have a look. I understand giant as
Michael?
celestial.
Yeah.
Celestial.
Anyone who has Arcana?
Not me.
They're small Arcana.
I don't think so.
You kind of do. You know.
I think I
you
kind
have-
of do, yeah, but more hellish, really.
Well, I mean,
The
Or-
skill?
yeah, you have half proficiency in it at the least.
Yeah, jack of all trades.
I'm not sure if Jack of all trades covers that.
Yeah,
It covers
it.
that.
I could try to help you with something. I have a little bit in it. So if you want to
It definitely covers that.
Well, I do have Infernal Legacy, but that's not really Arcana.
No.
I don't know nothing. I got that one, so I was like,
I'm
Uh-huh.
not entirely sure if the College of Law covered that subject.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, it's Jack of all trades means any skill that you're not proficient in, you have half proficiency bonus in. So you still have half proficiency in Jack of all
Okay,
trades.
if it covers Arcana, then yes.
And that would cover Arcana.
Okay,
your
do we need to do a
intelligence
roll
modifier?
for this?
If you are actually proficient in the Arcana skill,
Oh,
I don't
okay.
even need a roll.
She's not actually proficient, but
I'm not actually proficient.
Okay, then I don't need a roll.
I've just got a Jack of all trades. Does a Jack of all trades mean I have to roll, or is it no roll?
No roll. Don't worry
Okay.
about it. Okay, let me do this here. I'm gonna see if I can send it, okay? Just give me a second.
All right.
Give me a second. Well, that sucks. Why is it making it so hard?
that's
Being
what she-
sent by parcel post.
Maybe.
dude's buying a stamp.
Well, you can buy stamps
I'm
online.
gonna jump into this.
Yeah.
I wonder if I can. Oh. Okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna jump in this conversation again on my phone.
What?
Oh no, let's roll with friends. Fuck. Okay. Okay, if there's feedback, I apologize.
Ooh, good gasp or a bad gasp?
Okay, who cares? There's 6 runes. I'll send it later.
There you
Okay.
go.
Oh, wait, what am I doing? I'm so fucking stupid.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am. I don't know why I did it that way. Because okay, there. It's in the messenger group now. I don't know why I didn't do that that's rather than me trying to send it to Zoom. There. That should be a picture of the archway with the runes.
Okay.
Okie dokie.
That is runes.
Harshnag says, I know this one. And he points to, well, they say the third one, so whatever that is. He recognizes that one.
Uh-huh. What does it mean then, Harshnag?
He says it's
Yeah, that. Cool.
no, I gotta look because they're very specific about what he knows and doesn't know.
Okay.
And let's see here. I'll stop that. That way I can.
Mithril runes. He can identify, he says, this is the ice rune. But the others are unfamiliar to him. That's what it says. He can identify the ice rune, but the others are unfamiliar to him.
Okay. So I'm assuming this is the Oracle over here. Just hear me out. That's the Oracle. Now, we must activate the ice room with the frost giant, but I'm assuming because he's missing his weapon, we need to find his weapon and put it there first. And then can we move these? Are the statues movable? Are they like our wheels? I mean, I know they're huge and heavy.
No.
Are they in line with like the third rune being ice? Is the third statue the one without the weapon? I guess Harshnag would have told us all that. Kind of lines up.
I know what you mean.
But like the one missing the weapon, is that like the ice giant, the frost giant?
It is.
Yeah, so it's
Huh. Yeah, the glowing thing. Why don't we just walk over there? You know, like stand before the archway with the runes around and be like, "Oh, great Anon, we come beggly asking for the benefit of your prophecy and wisdom. What can we do to restore the ordning to the giants?"
I'd give it a shot if you're
That's
Just
okay. It is.
preaching man.
swirling silver mist.
Yeah,
I suddenly got the feeling he's going to be very insulted by the question.
he might.
Well, I'm glad Garl's hiding. He has your back.
Yes.
Let's see here. I want to. Yeah, that will.
Well, he's kind of
Um,
chanting to the gods. I'll just be
do it. I will
Yep.
give you that it does roughly like 1, 2, 3, the third rune around. Harshtag says is ice, and the statue would be like, yeah, you depending which side you count it from, it could be the third one, right?
Yeah.
Like
basically they're in line. The statues are in line with the symbols, kind of. Putting out.
pretty close. Yeah, it seems to be that way.
I'm gonna pick. I'm gonna put our little bouncing ball on the one that's starts with ILD,
Mm-hmm.
just because it's I for ice, for the story's sake.
I think that's the one that is referenced, anyways.
I'll see.
But I did.
Hang on, one of them says Stein.
Yeah.
That's stone.
Stein. Ooh.
If they use the actual German word, then that would be a stone giant. Would that match
That
up
would
with
be
the
the second
statues?
one, right? That would be the second one, right? If ice is the third, Stein would be the second one.
It's the Stein one.
Yeah, the way we're looking at it, I guess if you're looking left to right, Stein is the fifth one.
Would that match up with the statues?
I just said yes, like
Oh,
3
good.
times. Yeah, I said yes. That would be the second one.
Is the imitation of Skype related to the cloud giant? Or is that a different position?
Yeah. You're faster now.
Well, the thing is, would Silence know what these symbols are called, or is that us just reading the big picture?
Ah, the big question.
Yeah. Because according to like game knowledge, we really only know the ice one that Harshnag pointed out. I guess we could kind of look at the, like, you guys know what a cloud giant looks like. You know that that's the statue.
So there's the 6 runes with, you could assume, 6 representation statues and representative runes.
Yeah.
And 5 weapons.
Oh dear.
And you guys have only 1 giant with you. And he happens to be... What kind of giant is Harshnag?
A frost giant.
Right.
Oh, I don't know. We've forgotten.
Is that important?
Oh, someone's having fun.
That was funny, Michael.
Does anybody have like parchment or something we could like draw these symbols down on?
Maybe in my
Check
wagon.
my little magic bag.
No, I don't think I have any parchment. Oh my God.
Let me see here. What do I got?
Oh.
And then there's
Equipment.
2 sets of frozen doors. Is anyone gonna touch this silvery swirly mass
Yeah, sure.
or touch a rune?
Well, I would have, if we get paper and stuff, I would have liked the rubbing over top of it. So I guess.
Oh,
I
they're
would've touched
massive.
it.
They're
Yeah.
massive. Like you would
Oh,
need
not
like
enough paper.
yeah. It's like I said, they're
Yeah.
I'm
no, I
not sure
get it.
exactly, but they're at least like 5 feet across, right? Like they're.
In the meantime, I guess my bag does have paper, so if I can, I don't know, use some blood from some.
Oh yeah, you got some
something.
writing paper and stuff like that.
Yeah, so I'll just, in the meantime, while people are doing other things, I'll try to like draw these shapes in my paper.
Oh, and you also have a couple sheets of special parchment that you know. You were given
I
it,
do?
yeah, as a harper. Uh,
Like invisible ink paper type
Like-
thing.
you were told that if you ever need to get a message back, to use one of those pieces to write the message on that paper.
Okay.
Hang
And
on.
you have yet to use it.
You could
was I
write those
told-
runes on the parchment and ask
you-
for help.
Well, he has other parchment too, but I'm just saying. But this is just an addition. I was thinking about this throughout the week, and it just reminded me that I wanted to give you a few sheets of this paper.
Okay. Well, in that case, yeah, I would.
And you have yet to use
do
it because you're like for emergency, right? So
Yeah,
like you just
exactly.
have yet to use it, but like you yourself don't even know what it does. You were just given it and told that. But
Well,
you
in
do
the
have like
meantime, then-
you if you needed other parchment, you could have other parchment. I mean that's not a bit,
Oh.
but if you wanted to like trace these runes or recreate them just on a piece of paper, I think Garl even has some parchment too.
Yes, he
I
does.
know he does that stuff. Like you
Yeah.
guys would have paper. I know that like
Well, I
even
would use the magic paper, and I would
even
just draw
even
them
s-
all on one sheet, and then just wait for whatever happens.
you happen to notice that like when like it'll take you a little while to
Yeah. Other people would be doing other stuff while I'm just
Yeah.
standing there drawing.
to like take like go to the far side of the room so you could get like a good perspective on them and recreate the strokes. Do you have any sort of like calligraphy or proficiency with any sort of
I don't have
tool?
proficiency.
Do you have any sort of tool or skill proficiency that would aid you in recreating these?
I didn't like pick tool proficiencies when I made my character, so
Garl,
not really. No.
Garl could assist them to help him, and he would use his forgery toolkit proficiency.
Oh, okay. Yeah, in that case, I'd show them the paper and just kind of give them a rundown of what I believe the magic is and get them to help.
And you're going to use a piece of this special paper?
Yeah, I'm trying to get the message to the Harpers so they can give us any
Okay.
information on the symbols or anything like that.
Okay. Well, with Garl's help, because I know Garl can like have like he's got the equipment. I know he's got the skills. It pretty much starts where like he gets the intent of what you're doing. He comes to help, and then pretty soon you notice you it doesn't take long where you realize you're just watching him do it.
Mhm.
You're just watching him do it for you. It just gets
I
to that point.
I just look around and like just keep like a patrol. Basically, as they are doing their handiwork or whatever, their magic stuff, I wish to do a patrol, make sure that no one sneaks up from behind us, and basically. So I want to do like a little patrol to protect the area.
The way you guys came there, that's like really like the only way that's open, and there doesn't like that little white dragon hasn't returned. No other barbarian, like it doesn't seem to be. And you guys left that hall well lit as well, so it'll be easy to see someone coming to the temple. All seems to be safe. The 2 sets of frozen doors are exactly that. Like, they are covered in like 4 inches of ice, each of them, and these doors are.
Alrighty.
I'm just reading.
Oh, okay. I thought I'd lost some.
No, I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. I'm going to double check myself before I double wreck myself.
I thought the internet gods had cast you down with bad access.
Yes.
The
Did you check
Michael, when you
What's
touch
the
the wall, the misty wall,
Yes.
your hand actually sinks in about an inch. You just feel kind of, maybe you feel like cool swirling, but just through an inch, and you feel what feels to be like the stone wall behind.
Okay. So I can push. I want to push firmly upon the stone
Yeah,
wall.
you push. It feels like the same stone as like the temple walls. Yeah, like it. There doesn't seem to be anything beyond.
Would Garl notice Nicodemus doing that, since Garl's helping Arl?
Oh yeah, because you're looking right at the archway copying the runes, so you would see Nicodemus there, kind of looking around and mucking around, and it wouldn't take long for you to copy the runes. Like, it just wouldn't.
Because when Garl sees Nicodemus reaching and touching the mist, he'd holler, "Gobbo, save my priest!"
Gobbo and Warvel are actually kind of even behind you, because you can tell that they're over. They look over when you shout. They're looking at the secret doors that they found, trying to figure out like just what it would take to open them.
Yeah, it's just that's what Garl would just reflexively say, because he wanted, his stick has been to save his priest.
Yep. Yeah. It doesn't take you long to copy those. You can hand the parchment piece of parchment back to Arl.
Yep, no problem. Done is done.
Arl, do you have like a perception or investigation?
I have perception.
Roll me a perception, please.
And then it says it's ×2 because of sight related, because I'm a bird. Would I just ×2 my modifier?
I think it would. We'll look at that later, but yeah, let's just do that. Double your double your proficiency bonus, and then add your. Or is it actually ×2? Does anyone know? I don't know.
Well, I rolled really low anyways, so it probably doesn't even matter.
Okay.
I think see twice
What'd you
as
roll?
far.
I rolled a 3, and then even ×2, that's only like a 7. So.
Okay.
I can do my reroll.
If you wanted, yeah, sure.
I'll do the reroll.
Yeah, everyone, don't forget about that either. Good for you for remembering.
So I rolled a 10 plus 3 for proficiency, and then.
Oh. With that, you notice that like you're kind of like wondering what to do, and you're kind of like, I don't know, and you're kind of like shaking the parchment and holding it, not sure what to do with it, and all kind of bird-like and jerky, and you kind of notice that on the one side it was hard to tell, because like it's paper, like it's not paper like we think of a pure white bleach sheet of paper, right? Like, it's parchment, it's got texture, it's got coloration. It's got
Thickness.
thickness and freckles, and you know what I mean? Like it's got texture to it. And you kind of notice that there's some of that kind of freckly pigmentation. Uh, almost looks geometric. Like it almost looks like that there's like dotted lines on the paper. Where, you know, like fold on dotted line. Almost. They're kind of hard to notice. Like, they're not obvious. But
Well, I guess I'd pick at it. And, I don't know.
are you going to fold it on the dotted lines?
I guess so. I just kind of, play around with it and do stuff.
You begin folding on dotted lines. Sure enough, as an action, you fold it into like an origami bird.
Sure.
And then once the bird is complete,
It flies away.
you feel like a breeze captures it when suddenly you realize, no, the thing, its wings flap,
Damn.
and it comes alive, and it flies around your head and out the door from whence you came.
Well, good thing we didn't close the door.
Caramel.
Yeah, so I guess we'll just wait till we see another bird come by.
That may take a while.
Yeah.
So you have 2 sets of frozen doors.
Let's try
You
the.
have you have the archway with the 6 runes, the 6 statues with 5 weapons. The frost weapon is gone. And I'm gonna go for a bio and I'll be right back. But that's you guys.
Already good.
So I'm assuming that we're going to need to find the frost giant axe, most likely.
Yeah, probably.
That or else we need to take. We could always see what happens if we take one of the other weapons.
Cool. Well, I'm looking forward to.
They're huge. They're awful huge. I know Carl couldn't even comprehend to try to utilize them being the small.
So, can you guys hear me? Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
Fine.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I think only Harshnag can even attempt to lift these things.
Well, Diana could. Because she's a Goliath and she can lift, pull, and drag one size larger than her. So
Yeah.
On that ability. So
Well, I tell you what, I got that myths and obelisks of the Theoros.
Pardon?
I got the myths and odysseys of Theoros. The new D&D game.
the new Greek.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I forget how you pronounce it, but
Very, very interesting. Very, very pretty too.
does it tell you how to find missing giant frost axes?
What do you say we check out the secret doors at 5A, 5B first?
Yeah, I don't think there's much else going on in this room. What are these? Just stairwells, maybe going upstairs and stuff too? With the secret doors, did you already check if they were like trapped and stuff? I don't remember.
No, we just found them.
Just found them.
Yeah.
We're just studying them at the moment.
Have you guys in your travels come across any giant looking weaponry before?
Yes. As a matter of fact, we acquired
On top of a cloud, we did.
we also the fire giant we killed with his hobgoblin army and such like that. I think there were some ogres too. He had a giant sword.
Is there like a fire giant statue here?
We don't have it. It was a little big.
I think he meant the statue, not the weapon.
Yeah, the weapon, the
Oh.
crossed one's the only one missing, so that would have, I don't know.
Weather's beautiful. Oh, you guys want to try what?
Let's try the secret doors. How about the one at the bottom? Let's go with 5B.
I'm trying to find. Well, where did they hide that? Oh. The doors are like massive, like they're like 40 feet tall and 20 feet wide. They're big enough where you guys can like push in unison. So, who is gonna help push? Diana?
Yeah, I'll push because I can push
A
twice
big
as
strong pusher.
Yep, I'll push.
So
And
Diana
I'll give
will
you
be
a
our
third.
main pusher. Diana, you
Yep.
can roll a strength athletics check with
Okay.
advantage for the help you're going to get from whomever
And the
is helping
D4.
you push. Plus a D4 as Nicodemus pulls out his jug of beer and
Okay.
and anoints you with a splash of foam, almost getting you right in the eye. He's real
No,
knack
it's a
for
good
that.
liquor.
He makes you kind of feel like you got to flinch every time.
All right, I'll just spin the reroll.
Carl,
Dude.
Carl will assist her as she's pushing with her legs
There you go.
like that. He's going to go between her legs and push on the lower part of the door to try to help pop that one little corner of the ice.
One little corner, yeah, it's massive.
So
And
I
as
got
many of you, okay, and you rolled with advantage, right?
no. What happened was I got a natural 1 and a 4 and a 3. So
Oh.
I spended my was it? I spended my
Your DM inspiration, yeah.
DM's inspiration to reroll, and I got a 19 plus 2 plus 7.
That
That's 28.
you guys with a 28, you guys are able to, and you feel the door start to move surprisingly smoothly, and it opens into a room that is very similar to the other guard rooms you saw. It's like a 60 by 60 room with a metal lever on the wall 12 feet up.
Okay.
Trap door.
All right. Did we go? Is that to the north or the south?
So
Um,
I believe the south one.
Okay. I just wanted to adjust the map proper. Is that
it wouldn't be too difficult to intuit that that lever is probably for the portcullis. Because it is like pretty much adjacent, right?
we broke that. So
Yeah. So if you guys need to shut the portcullis,
Let's do that, just to keep anybody else from coming in.
Hey, what about the flying message?
well, and we broke it. I don't know if it'll even close.
Probably
a-
won't.
It can make it through the portcullis. Portcullis isn't a solid.
you guys went to the north one or to the south one? I don't remember.
South one.
Okay, yeah, there's another frozen lever 12 feet up. That's in the down position. But, well, oh, it says it is, so it is.
Well, try to pull it, I guess.
Are you going to try it on your own at first?
Yeah, and I don't know if somebody else.
Roll a strength athletics check with disadvantage. Because it's 12 feet up off the ground. It's like hard to get, hard
16?
to get. No, it just, you can't get the right leverage by gripping it and bracing your feet on the wall. It's
Well, it's
12
probably for
feet
that
up.
broken door anyways, so I would just give up on that one.
here? Stand on my shoulders.
I don't know. I
Carl.
don't remember you guys breaking the portcullis. I just remember you guys moving it up.
We could have Harshnag move it.
Harshnag does not have disadvantage, but it's still a very high DC.
I'd give him a shot of beer.
Okay.
Carl will say, stand on my shoulders, Harshnag. It'll get you up there.
I would like to see that.
I'm gonna go here. I rolled very poor. Even Harshnag isn't able to do it without, unless with the help. If someone wants to help him, he can.
Hey, Diana. You're big.
Oh, with Diana? Diana's help? Yeah.
Give him a Diana.
Because it's just impossible to get the leverage. So no matter how strong you are, if you're smaller, like if you're too small, you just can't.
I help. Diana's
Okay.
going to help him.
Okay, with Diana again, you can.
Roll.
Oh, that time? No problem. Like, in fact, when you,
So I roll advantage, yeah?
I didn't even have to. First roll, I rolled a natural 20 on that time.
Oh,
So
okay.
he just was able to, like, throw it out with, like, oh, here, I'll roll the d4. I'll tell you what the. Okay, so he rolled a 32.
There you go, I helped.
With Diana's help that time. It and that does, you hear a release and a rattle of massive links of chain and gears, and the portcullis comes down. And it does have like big enough gaps Pardon me?
Oh, go ahead.
Let's see, but yeah, like there are big enough gaps where even Garl could probably squeeze through. So the paper bird
So now we're
could squeeze. But I think the paper bird moves in real time.
yeah, probably.
So it'll take days. Because that's the thing, though. At least it can travel 24 hours a day.
Hopefully the great mountain eagles don't grab it.
Well, yeah. And that's... Let's put it this way. It travels with enough time where I'll be able to look up the item and know how far or whatever. Yeah. It's an actual item, though. But I figure that's for a Harper agent. Who were probably given a few pieces because it's an inexpensive way to communicate long distances. So that's what the secret door. The secret door is to the guard room, or the portcullis. The guard for. That's really it. The guard rooms for the slabs weren't hidden, right? But this is like to defense in the temple, so to make it tasteful architecture, they were hidden. There's two sets of frozen doors.
All right, what do you say we attempt to I don't know, build a bonfire at the bottom of it to get it ice? What are the doors made out of behind the ice? Are they wooden or are they?
No, they're like stone and iron, I believe, like stone and metal. Yeah,
Like,
they are covered in massive.
Enough. 4 inches.
Do we
of
have
wood?
wood?
What about that?
You guys figure you probably could light a fire and melt it, or maybe you guys could just hammer away at it, or
That'll work, yeah.
What about using one of those weapons those big statues have? Maybe it'd do more damage than my little dagger.
Oh yeah, just go ahead and get like a hammer and like Harshnag go to town on it. Like how? I don't know. How big are these doors? I'm thinking 4 inches of ice. That'd take us forever.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
You guys, you're overestimating. You don't think it would be that. You figure, especially if everyone kind of worked together, because I'm not. I mean, I'm glad they did, but if you guys had to be in a press, where like if there's like a troll attacking you right now or something, but I'm not gonna. Let me go read this section.
All right.
Because I know I'm pretty sure I'm right, but there is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 PCs and 3 NPCs. That's 8 of you, and one of you is a giant.
Yeah. One of us is a dwarf.
Yeah. Like, wait, where the hell they put the doors? Okay. Yeah. With all of you guys working together, they make it a big deal, but I don't see the point of it. They give me all these reasons how you can get through the ice, but really there is no reason for it. chipping away will take you an hour.
All right.
2 of you chipping away will take a half hour. So 6 of you chipping away would take 10 minutes. So 8 of you guys chipping away would like take like 6 minutes. You know,
And I have hammer and pitons. Well, I have one hammer, but many pitons, so I can like loan them out to people.
yeah, it says a weapon or a tool. And what, like I said, and one of you is like a giant. Well, he's going to be doing like, okay, he's going to do like a half hour's worth of work. Right?
Yeah.
And then the other 6 of you guys are going to do 30 minutes, so 5 minutes. So, you know, like realistically, 5-6 minutes of like you guys just smashing away.
It's just because this ice has given us such a hard time, Oral will be raged as much as possible trying to get through this ice. And every minute that passes, he'll have to get one of his party members to like hit him with their axe or something to keep his rage going.
Oh, I wouldn't even bother wasting your rage because you will waste it.
Well, just use one rage and then keep it going every minute by like getting somebody to punch me.
Oh, I don't need to punch you. I just need to keep singing. I know a song that'll get on your nerves, get on your nerves, get on
There
your
you go.
nerves. I just need to sing that.
Exactly. Like,
and then that keeps my rage going.
It's a non-issue. You guys are able to like carve away at all this ice. Like it's. I'll be honest, ice doesn't look naturally formed. I'll be honest.
Ooh, that's a bad sign.
Like a magic people here. By gods.
I think it might be telling us something.
Hell, if a single person with a torch can melt it in an hour. So.
Or even worse, we are dealing with a wormling that can breathe ice.
It's possible, or it could just be that it's really cold here.
Maybe. Or it could be a frost giant.
Could be. It is really cold here.
One of the two. A frost giant or a wormling that can breathe ice into doors.
God.
Or a wizard.
Yeah.
A wizard with pneumonia.
Yeah.
So it's, again, I'm not sure why they did it, but it's just 5 to 6 minutes of chipping away of imaginary hard labor. So it doesn't count at all. 6 minutes of that. And Harshnag and Diana are able to reef the doors open. They aren't locked. They aren't barred. I just need to know which doors you guys open first.
Let's go with the north, farthest west by where we came in originally. How about that?
Right there?
Isn't there ones more north and ones to the south? Right? Am I right?
There's
Yes.
two on the north wall, 2 on the south wall, and then I think he wants to go to the north wall to the left, so northwest.
That's
side.
what I'm thinking of,
Yeah.
Charles pointing at it.
Okay, the more north one?
Yeah.
I think when you guys open it, you should see a massive stone statue with its hands outstretched. In fact, it makes you guys reach your weapons because it's like a perfect interpretation of a stone giant in stone.
Probably that right there then.
Mm-hmm.
And it's,
Yeah, there.
like 30 feet tall or whatever. It's big. And you guys are at at the end of what appears to be a massive hall. Like, not a hall, a walkway. And there seems to be because Garl has such far dark vision, you can see there even seems to be archways to alcoves on each side. But
Are those stairs going up to our left into a...
Looks like they go, one set goes up and one goes down.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, like here, this looks like it goes up.
Okay.
Yeah, well, yeah, it'd be up and then up, but
So it
down.
goes, yeah. There's no basement. It just goes up halfway to a platform and then up again, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And the same thing
Are
on
the
the
stairs on this end or are they on the far end?
This ends. They're like, as soon as you
Oh,
walk in
yeah.
the door, they're right at the left and the right of us.
Okay, yeah. And then the
And-
statue should be around there too.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
right in the middle.
And we can walk over to the other side, so the other doors on double doors on the north wall all go into the same room.
Yeah.
And that's a very long hallway, I think.
Yeah,
Up
just
to
past the
10.
stairs, there's like a long
Up
thing.
to 10. So those stairs go up, I'm assuming. And then to a landing and then up. It says up to 10. I don't know what that means.
Right.
Oh, maybe picture 10. See how there's like numbers
There-
room.
Yeah, there's like almost the same thing as you see upstairs, but it's, well, when you're up there. It's basically mostly collapsed. There's not much of it left. There should only be 1 or 2 chambers up there.
Yeah, when it says like up to 10, I think it's just the picture of the other chamber.
It is.
Yeah.
There's not.
But we'd have to like go up there.
Yeah.
Okay, I like the arrows, Charles.
Well, I
Okay.
thought it might help.
Thanks. Yeah, it does. It does.
I'm trying to assist here for our further enjoyment and edification.
Yeah. Well, dude, it's hard, and that's why I don't like maps, right? So if I just said there's a long fucking hall, there's stairs there, and you just right.
I'm,
That's
I'm just trying to help.
because that's.
Is all.
But it's massive. Like it's like 40 feet wide and looks like at least 60 feet high in here. Like
Okay.
this hall, this
Each
long
one of
hall.
these squares is a 20 by 20, right?
Right. I think it's around 500 feet. I
Yeah.
think. From
Anything farther than my dark vision is how
from
far
just
they go.
following a description in math, I think it's like 500 feet long. Like it's long.
Let me check out the statue of this.
Okay.
Let me bring
Yeah, that-
Werble and Gobbo over here and be
Okay.
like, what do y'all think about this statue base? Any secret compartments or anything? How would you what do you think of it? Is it good craftsmanship? What?
Well, Harshnag says it looks like a stone giant. It's just taller. And even and its hands are outstretched like stop. Go no farther. But it's not like looking at you guys or anything. And Warhol says right away, well, it's not built on a pedestal. And you can see in fact that like its feet are like it's not a base carved out, its feet are standing on the ground.
You think it comes to life if we walk any further?
Oh, out of my imagination, that's for sure.
It could be frozen up. It's been many years.
Oh, I'm gonna see. I gotta see if it's light or dark in here. Because it might not be.
So it looks like a stone giant, but it's bigger than a stone giant.
Perhaps that's what stone giants used to be.
Oh, it got smaller over time.
Is it bigger than a bread box?
You must know some pretty big bread boxes.
I was just thinking Buffy the Vampire Slayer, season 4, Spike, and Harmony playing 20 questions. He's like, Harmony, is it a sodding bread box? Oh, yeah, I'm Funny Bear. You got it. Sorry.
Or tale of people being turned to stone. Like,
Oh, yeah, statues better keep a lookout for Medusa. You know?
yes, gorgons.
Basilisk.
Just anything wanting to eat us, really.
Well, we are in an old temple. Prime being eaten by things territory.
Yeah, I'm not even. Yeah, let's just say it's. I can't fucking find where it said it. Where it said what's dark and what's lit. I can't find it.
Well, we all have torches and stuff.
Garl would want to try to walk around the back of the statue there because it looks like a small enough.
Yeah, I think it's in an alcove. Eh?
Yeah, a small enough. He'd walk around it in the back there because him being so small, he might be able to do that without too many problems, and that way he can spy it on out to make sure there's no evil thing lurching behind there to assassinate us, and try to flush it out to the rest of the group that may be out in front to kill it quickly. Or
All right. Now
sweet.
you can easily especially you're so tiny compared. You can easily go around and no, you don't see anything hiding or lurking. You do see some spider webs, but
Ooh,
no,
spiders!
just
Oh, spiders in the corners.
Once again, spiders in the corners.
the and like Wervel pointed out, yeah, it isn't a statue carved out of a base, right? Like you could tell its feet are balancing it on the stone floor. Like it's not attached to a base. Then its hands are stretched out as if it's gonna catch a basketball. Or stop. But not in the direction from whence you came.
Does anybody know anything about stone giants? Are they a warning type of people? Are they
They think they're dreaming when they're outside of the Underdark.
They're big.
but for one to be in like a warning position, is that like a normal? Are they about guard or are they about attack?
You know what? It
Don't
kind of
cloud giants have stone giant guards?
well, exactly. You are. Do you know what? I'll give you your inspiration.
Ooh, I got double.
Well, let's put it this way. Since there's no point in having double, I'll just renew it for everyone. You guys are on the right track. Everyone has inspiration. Everyone has inspiration again. If you want to use it, use it.
Yay.
I am not opposed to rewarding with inspiration, but you guys hardly ever use it, so I can never.
So then I guess the basis is that this
It
position
fits.
is odd.
Well, not really. It kind of as Silas just said, it kind of suits
The cloud
like
giants, like okay,
or
yeah.
stone giant, yeah, stone giant mentality. It kind of does. Not that they're subservient, but that whole stone thing makes them very steadfast, very honorable, or very like they believe in. It's as steadfast as stone, right? Like so, they are servants often higher ranking giants. They are guards. They are on duty. They are watchful. They are vigilant. So it fits. It fits.
There might be something dangerous past this stuff.
Yeah. So whoever used an inspiration, you got it again. I like it when you guys use it.
Well, should we go deeper down this hallway, or should we, like...
Sure.
Yeah, why not? Just keep an eye on the giant statue in case it springs to life.
Well, I don't think it's going to sneak up on us or anything. I'm sure we'll hear it if it starts moving.
Oh, hopefully it's not a weeping angel.
What's that?
That would be terrifying.
You guys really only go a movement. Like not long. You just begin moving when Warvel says, I think we're walking up an incline.
Okay. How steep?
Good to know.
Gradual. It's hard to tell.
I'll continue forward, but I'll keep to one of the walls. Just tell people to be more careful.
Okay. You go along one of the walls. Even Harshnag is with you. You guys are all just in a general whatever. It's like 40 feet wide. You guys come to like the first set of archways across from one another. You look in, and it looks like a 60 by 60 chamber with all giant size proportion, right? Like it looks like giant sleeping slab, like a stone sleeping slab, and a stone shelf, and a sconce where a person could put a torch in the wall.
A giant torch?
Yeah. It's all giant proportion.
Anyone get the feeling that the Oracle is a giant? But hasn't been home in years?
Maybe the Oracle is the Allfather.
Maybe the Oracle took the giant weapon and hasn't been home and returned with it yet.
Imagine it must get bored when no one comes to visit.
Hunt some beasts, kill some time. So should we sleep in the giant's bed and wait for him to come back?
There, I think, is like you can see that, like, you know, as it continues on, there's like gonna be another set of archways coming up, and you guys, if whoever wants to go check out the second set, like Harshnag will go look in the second set. He says, same thing in here. He says, I think this is all sleeping quarters, where when giants would come visit.
Like a hotel room.
Yeah, kind of. Like, yeah, pretty much.
Oh, I was forward
Good
thinking.
description, actually. Just a long hall with, like, doors on both sides, or doorways on both sides.
Can I do like a detailed sweep of the room, see if there's any possessions, anything that's not just part of a hotel room?
Not until the third set of rooms. On the west side, because like this is all carved out of a mountain, right? You can see where this one room, and it's ancient, that this one room actually has some damage.
Oh, okay.
where the mountain itself has shifted and the cleft in the rock has settled, so the area of wall at the back of this room is cracked, not only from ceiling to floor, but you can tell from beyond, even beyond, because like the floor is uneven. There's rubble, rock and stuff has fallen out to cause a crevice that's about 10 feet tall and about 5 feet wide. Actually, it's about 15 feet high and 5 feet wide. And it's filled with spider webs.
There's spiders in the corner.
Well, since that keeps coming up, I'm gonna take 10 minutes to ritual cast Speak with Animals while other people do other stuff.
Okay,
Can spiders speak with animals?
they're beasts.
Okay.
Unless there's some other prerequisite, but they're beasts, it should work. I don't see. You're taking your 10 minutes to ritual cast your spell.
I'm
Yeah,
keeping an
and
eye.
then other people
Spider-
can
You
do
said
whatever.
that. Everybody heard that. You heard that. People are kind of milling around. We don't know who it was. If it was Warvel or if it was Gobble, we'll never know. Because when you guys are there, who is in the room? Who is in the hall?
It should be. We used to be bigger and fluffier, and I think I had too many seats.
I'm in the hall. I guess, and I'm with the party.
Gar was flushing out behind the big statue, that walkway last.
You didn't follow the rest of your companion? Because they like, honestly, like if they're at the third room, that's like 180 feet in.
Well, I'm not gonna lose sight of them. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'd
I would
follow-
say
keep
I'll be
up.
in the room. Gobbo will be outside of the room with his bow drawn, still kind of wary of everything.
Yeah,
So he won't be in the room. He'll be hanging back.
yeah, and he has like good dark vision as well. Warvel has dark vision.
but Gar would be following back at about 60 foot behind him.
Okay, so who's in the hall? Who's in the room?
I'd be in
Who's
the
in
room.
one of the rooms? Nicodemus
I
in a
guess.
room?
I'll be in the room.
Let's see.
I guess. Since I'm the tank, I'll be at the front.
20, 40.
In the main hall?
Yeah, I'm at the front of the party.
So
And I'll definitely be keeping an eye on those fucking spider webs. Looking for
So,
ghosts, bats, and spiders.
Nicodemus and Arl are in the room. This
And
is a
I'm
big
in the
60 by 60 room. Who's in the hall?
Yeah.
Who's in the room?
and I'm in the front of the party.
Well, the party's kind of milling around right now. So,
Yeah.
I'll be in the hallway, keeping an eye out in case something jumps us
Okay.
from behind.
okay.
which of the third rooms, left or right?
The
East?
left side, the west side.
Okay, because I'm going to try to organize this.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
So you
Okay.
2 in the room, 3 in the room.
I'm out in the hall.
Okay. So there's 2
Gobble.
in the room.
Let's say Gobbo would be standing right around the Gnarl, who also probably standing around Silence. Just keep them bunched up together.
I just picture everybody just kind of milling around in the hall, kind of looking around the area. Nicodemus and Arl are like kind of looking at,
40, 60,
are in the room.
Yeah.
about there.
When suddenly we're not exactly sure, but because I'm not exactly sure myself where it is, but I thought I'd make it somewhere in the middle, which is this is somewhere in the middle, which I guess would make sense logically.
Where
You
would
guys?
Harshnag be?
Harshnag is out in the hall somewhere too, just probably looking at another room across or whatever, just kind of doing the same thing, right? Waiting for the companion. He's not leaving too far. When you feel and hear a massive smack, bang, bang of stone on stone, but just massive. Like you feel the whole floor and walls just move as you feel this big bang, and then an ominous rumbling begins down the hall.
Would that be
And
back in the
Ugh.
down the hall?
before Nicodemus and Arl can even look, all the doorways along the west side and the east side seal up with magical walls of stone, trapping Nicodemus and Arl in one room, across the way trapping Harshnag in the other room,
Okay.
leaving the other
And the
1, 2, 3 companions and 2 NPCs
is
to all have to roll initiative.
harsh.
Oh shit.
Oh, dude, I'm sorry.
On
Get through the doors.
And
the plus side, in 6 minutes, I can talk to spiders.
all right.
I had Dispel Magic. I'll give it a go. Can I roll initiative even if I'm not?
Well, if you want to roll initiative, you can.
Okay.
If you guys wanted to roll initiative, you can.
All right. I got mine.
Yeah.
Girl, hot tonight.
The dimension door requires sight, doesn't it?
Yep.
So
So I can't just go through the door with the dimension door.
The question mark is Harshnag. The star is Arl, and
Yeah, Harshnag is trapped in the room across.
then Jarl's the green check mark 60 feet back from the red heart for the rest of the party that was out in the hall. So
You teleport yourself from your current location to any other spot within range. Within range, you arrive at exactly the spot desired. It can be a place you can. It can be a place you can see, one you can visualize, or one even you can describe by stating distance and direction. I can do this.
And finally, I can use shatter on something that's inorganic.
Hey.
I'll be using up all my spell slots for that. There's no way any of my actual weapons will do much damage against stone.
This is a good point, too, that you can't mock it to death. Psychic damage generally doesn't work well on statues.
No. I'll be
Generally.
screaming the entire time.
So, oral. Well, I mean, if you want to stop your ritual, I suppose you could roll it, and I'll take you out of here.
I'm gonna roll a concentration just to see if all the noise would have. Yeah, I got a 3, so I'm broke. My concentration broke anyways. So yeah, I'm down to if you got a way to get out of this room.
I do.
What do we got to do? Just like hold hands or something, and then it'll work.
Yeah, something like that.
click your glass slippers 3 times.
Hey, who got higher than 15?
Garl
Not
got,
me. I've got 8.
Garl got 19.
I also got 19. Oh, but there's less stuff to that.
And Nicodemus?
I got 23.
I got 5.
Arl and Garl, you guys can go. You hear this ominous rumbling coming down the hallway out of the darkness.
Well, my turn is just looking at Nicodemus, and you got a plan. I'm willing to go with your plan. That's my turn.
You guys can kind of more or less feel the rumbling than hear it. It's not because this stone wall has sealed you guys off.
Just my turn's waiting for Nicodemus to go. So
Okay.
Looking down the hall. Is
You
it
can dodge. Say you dodge.
well? Is it to the north or is it to the south of me?
It's coming from the north.
Okay. Garl looking out as far as he can for 150.
You can see, because you have such massive dark vision, you can see that there be, it's like literally the Indiana Jones stone ball. And it's like 40 feet wide. It's like, and like it's like taking up like this whole entire hallway.
And Garl, all right.
Rolling.
Garl,
And it looks like it's gonna.
Garl will say, retreat, retreat back, big stone, and he will go ahead and dash, and then bonus action dash again to get back to the back by the statue and take cover around one of the corners.
Okay, you're gonna start going back the way you guys came. Is that what you said?
Garl is, that's what he's is saying, retreat, because he's
Okay, you do like the cartoon hightail, like you just
zip,
yeah.
And
Yeah, up in the air a bit, legs moving without going forwards, and then boom.
Yeah. Your legs just spin circles. After Garl, it's the stone ball, and you guys can all see here it, because it travels 200 feet on its go.
God damn. That's only 10 squares.
So
damn.
That's the ball.
Hard
You
out.
guys all like, it's all like clear to all now why Garl took off a running.
Let's see here. I got to put a ball here.
Yeah, and it's like 40 feet across.
And let's make it a nice dark brown, 40 feet across. And we got right there pretty much to represent that.
Oh, there it is. That's as far as it got.
No, I don't know.
200 feet.
As
200
far as
feet.
the guy, I'm just representing it. I know
200 feet from the north wall.
from the north wall. Okay.
That's 10 squares from the north wall.
Yeah, I just got to move the map so I can get there to count. That's all. Come here, you little buzzard. Mouse, that's what I want. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hey, that was pretty accurate.
Pretty close.
That is, yeah, that was pretty accurate. It would be right about there. 1, 2, 3. Let me move. Oh, no. Put that right there. And then I can move my little makeshift icons for us so we can see the pain coming. And there we go. The board is set up. So you got, at least it hasn't gotten to you yet, but I got the heck out.
So the ball goes on an initiative 15. So now those under 15.
Well, DAP had an 18.
Oh, DAP had an 18? Oh, I didn't hear DAP's. Okay. So what did you, I mean, it doesn't change much, but.
I got an 18.
Yeah, okay, because the ball went on, or should go on a 15. So you go quickly, and then the ball will go to where it currently is. You just feel, Garl says, get the hell out of here, and he takes off a running.
All right, I wish to do the wrong action as well then.
Okay.
Hey. Okay. Well,
Do you move your, 60 feet then? Is your movement 30? Yeah.
Right.
Okay. And then the ball comes a rolling. Like I said, the ball moves 200 feet. it's so big you can almost feel the gravitational field it creates.
I'll use this one and
NPCs run
you know,
after our silence. Are you gonna run?
Yes.
And Nicodemus with your 5.
See, I'm curious. I was thinking that I would wait in there around to see if spiders came out of there, because that's what I'm expecting. Spiders, almost like the door closed to trap us in here with them. But then when you started talking about the ball rolling down, I'm like, dude, I feel if I don't just immediately teleport out, I'm being kind of, meta and staying around. So,
Would you have heard Goral yelling through the door?
free creep.
Well, solid stone wall.
So no.
So what you heard is like minimal. You hear like the rumbling, grinding, and you feel it more than you hear it.
I want to keep looking. I want to keep looking, focusing on the spider webs, looking for spiders to come out of it. 'Cause
Okay.
that's the thing. Spiders.
In that case, you could actually look up the rules for like spider webs, like the dungeon hazard out of the Dungeon Master's Guide, if you wanted, because they have that effect. I don't know, just they're actual spider webs. It's not just the description; it's actual dungeon hazard out of the DM's guide.
Oh,
like,
okay.
Like, it's not just cobwebs for description. Like these look like they could trap you.
Oh, I want to.
Do you want to touch them? Do you want to touch them? Do you want to touch them?
I do not. I want to pay attention to and be wary of them and look for fucking spiders to come out.
Okay.
While holding my shield up.
Okay. Arl is still casting the spell, looking kind of head tilted, with one eye looking towards the stone slab where the archway used to be.
and
I assume you're still casting your spell.
Yeah, I guess so.
Top of the round will go.
Okay.
18. Or was it? Or that you guys had 19?
It was Arl and Garl with 19.
Okay. Arl, I'd say you're casting your spell top of the round. Garl, 19. You're running.
Yeah. Well, right there, Garl is hiding by the corner down there at the end, and he's saying, "Hurry, hurry, hurry!" And he's preparing his bow for a shot if something leaps on out. He's trying to get the party back. And they already moved back 60 feet, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So they're right back here with where Diana was. So yeah, that's what Garl's doing. He's just, if a big spider or a beastie jumps out from behind the ball rolling, or
no, it's just the stone ball coming down.
That's going to be his ready to action and trigger.
Okay, stone ball travels another 200 feet.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh my God, guys! Sorry about that.
Does it go through the spaces?
Yes, it does.
Everyone has to make a DC 12 dexterity savings throw as this massive ball comes Indiana Jones right at everyone there.
I got an 18.
So that-
Ooh, I got a 12.
You made it.
Phew.
I got an 18. Did you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Wow.
that should be everybody. Save the NPCs that are out in the hallway.
Michael, do you want to roll for Gobble?
Oh, yeah, sure. Might as well. I didn't think about rolling for Gobble. Rolling for Gobble in a minute. I don't think he's proficient in the save. Gobble's +2 dex, so he got a 12.
He made it as well.
Woohoo!
The only one that did not make it was Harshnag, the big one.
I thought Harshnag was over.
Oh, he was in the other room.
Yeah, because I got the question.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Yeah. Okay, well then that's good, because everybody's managed to make it. I think it's considerable damage.
I would think.
If he makes a save, you're fucked, you know?
That's a big old boulder.
Oh, it is a boulder.
Huh.
Huh? What?
It didn't sound like it.
I'm reading. It says must make a DC 12 dexterity savings throw or take. So those who make it suffer no ill effects.
Oh, wow.
No ill effects. Was it a cursed boulder?
No. It's just you guys are able to, like, because it's 40 feet wide and it is spherical, you guys are able to, like, you guys instinctively run towards the walls and crouch down as the sphere rolls.
Where's it?
Where
Where's it
Vex
end up? And where Garl being down at the bottom
You are down at the bottom.
at off on the side. Do I see it hit the statue?
You see, before it hits the statue itself, and startlingly enough, takes a step out of its alcove, and the stone wall, or the stone ball, when it hits this statue, you can see it bend and flex its legs and back and its shoulders as it strains to absorb the impact, and it braces and it stops the ball. And it then begins, it gives a mighty heave and begins rolling the ball slowly back
In
up
what direct? Oh, okay.
the hallway from whence it came.
Garl would say, "Watch out! Here it comes again! That statue's alive! Someone tripped a trap!"
So it's not. So a statue's not
It
doing
moves
anything to
20
us.
feet again on its initiative count 15. It moves 20 feet. One square. Once
I can.
The giant?
Take care of that. There we go. You guys probably could see that, if not feel it almost, as close as it got to you. Coming back.
It rolls the ball back on initiative 15. Its movement is 20 feet. Every square initiative 15, or it moves every initiative 15 and moves the ball a square back to the north. I will say, okay, pardon me, Michael?
I'm assuming by the second round of this, and if I don't see any spiders coming out of those webs, I'll grab Oral and Dimension Door out of the room into the hallway again.
Okay.
In which case, we'll see it, and I suppose we'll have to duck around as he's coming, pushing it up. Like, what the hell happened?
Yeah, very slow rumble, but yes, it does. It pushes. Because I was just reading to see about, and it doesn't sound like that the stone walls come down until it resets.
I wouldn't have waited. Wasted a fourth hope spell.
But yeah, so however, what, 2-3 minutes, 4 minutes, around there, several minutes it'll take for, but you guys won't have access to the spider dens until then. Oops. To the crack with the spider webs until then. But I think you guys could go check upstairs before it resets.
Yeah, sure. Let's go up to 10. See what that says.
A detect magic would have shown the trap. It was you guys could totally figure it was a magical trap. You guys go upstairs. Upstairs, you can see where the geological chaos has caused much of the upstairs to collapse. There's really only a couple of these sleeping chambers in here. In the one, let me find it.
Oh, I don't want to make it that big. Diana may be big, but she ain't that big.
Yeah, it's very similar to the downstairs, but it's collapsed. And there is, instead of a
Ghost to the past?
no, but instead of having a stone giant, there is a statue of apparently a female cloud giant wearing an angry mask with her arms outstretched.
Ah, that looks familiar.
Nice. Nice.
Take the mask off. Harold the whisper, take the mask off. They're alive. Let's see her face. It might be my ex.
Think you might
It
be
looks
squished.
like that there's a couple
You know what?
rooms that
You
are
know what?
accessible, like sleeping rooms. Yes, what?
You know what? It could be your ex.
Why don't, just in case we have another boulder come out, why don't the rest of us stay back here around this corner thing?
Most of this is collapsed. Like there's really no hallway left. There, you guys can see the statue and access to a couple of sleeping chambers, and that's really it. Everything else, it looks like it's collapsed. Looks like this part of the mountain literally caved in.
Okay, so there's no like really good path for a giant boulder to come.
No,
running down the
no,
corridor?
no, no.
Alright.
Like this upstairs part, it's like 30,000 years old. It totally looks like there's some sort of like collapse. Like part of the mountain came down in on it. Like it's literally whatever. It looks like it would have been how downstairs was, but it's like just no. It's not like a room full of rubble. There's no room left. There's access to like a couple sleeping chambers, and then there's a statue here.
Well,
Everything's still covered in the frost that everything else has.
we can always go up and check out these rooms, make sure. I got your backs from back here, Garl will say.
Hmm.
My trusty bow, and he'll flex his bow back a little bit.
The sculpting of the statue has really portrayed the sense of motion very well. Of like the arms moving to like do the somatics of a spell. And she wears a mask. It looks like a mask with an angry visage upon it. Like there's a lot of motion in this statue.
Okay.
In the ruffles of the cloak and the waving of the hair. The motion of the hands.
Garl would ask, who set that last trap off? What was the trigger? I need to put it down in my notes.
I don't know what it was.
Oh, that would have been one. That would have been one to tell the grandkids. Those little baby half goblin, half nibbling grandbabies. Garl will go wandering in his mind and ramblings about his greenness. It's been so long.
I know, I just need to know what you guys want to do.
I'll just walk up and check the rooms out while staying close to the edges in case some boulder starts coming up.
Myself, this is what I do.
Mhm.
I sort of go up to I go in front of the fair maiden, the bard, and I say, "Do not worry, fair bard. I shall protect you."
Garl will do as he said he would. He's going to protect the rear, back here at the rear. He'll move up to the corner, just off the corner where he was there, and we'll put Nikki over here. We got that's hard.
So I'll raise my shield and ready my sword for any oncomers.
No, but I'll check out the corridor. I do want to not necessarily enter a room, but I do want to scan.
Nicodemus, you lightly clip-clop your way to the first room. You look in. There's really not much. This room looks like it has like a lot of damage as well. You go across to the other room. That room looks better, and you can tell that like, unlike most of the other rooms that you've seen, at first you think, oh, there's something sleeping on this bed slab, and you look and no, but there is like furs heaped there.
There's furs?
Yeah.
Oh, let's check that
Ooh.
out. Yeah, let's get
Nice.
I'll into this one.
You get a little closer and you look and it's like, yeah, it looks like someone gathered what scraps of furs were kind of left around and brought them all here. You're kind of
Be
looking,
the barbarian's
and you're like,
daughter.
oh, there is something there, and you're like, oh, there's a pile of furs bundled up.
I want to go through them all. Just like, how big are these furs? Are they giant size furs?
It
or are they-
looks like a giant size bed, and even when you're digging through, you're like, oh, there's a bundle of blankets here. You're like, no, that's actually sack. It's a giant size sack,
Oh.
The
and
barbarians.
it looks like this stuff has been here for several months. With the cold hard tell, maybe even years. Hard to tell.
Yeah, but not 30,000.
Don't forget
No,
the-
exactly. It looks like some giant at some point has come here for like Harshnag said, some giant has come here for like whatever, shelter or something. But it looks like that they left their sack there. The sack is like, because the leather's all stiff and stuff like that from age and cold.
What's in it?
Hey,
You open it up, you feel there's something in it, you open it
Hi.
up, and you dump it up. There's some like inane junk, right? Like just 6 items off the giant's item bag table. So
Okay.
just
Hi.
junk.
Hi.
Yes.
I think it might be. Don't forget, the barbarians did mention that they were looking for their daughter or some
Yeah,
woman.
but if they
Yeah, I
couldn't
said
It is
that.
a giant
Don't
size
know
bag.
what-
It is.
the
The
daughter-
items in it, like it's like a giant size sandal you pull out.
Yeah.
No,
Mm.
other giant size junk.
I'm gonna go through
At
the
the
furs.
bottom, you're like, you feel around. There's 3 round hard things,
Oh.
about the size of like melons or coconuts, but bigger. Giant
Coconut.
size? I don't know. Giant size coconut. I don't know.
Skulls.
Oh, you lift them. You grab
Maybe
one,
throw
pull it out.
string between them. Yeah.
Not even a skull, because it's so cold. They're frozen solid. You pull out a head of a dwarf, severed
my
dwarf
God.
head,
Ooh dear.
and
Oh my god! I
there's-
drop it immediately.
Hey, Weasel, is that your brother?
you hear like the meaty smack as it hits the stone floor inside under the sack. And you kind of look quickly. It looks like there's 2 more. 'Cause you see, oh, there's some blonde hair too, and another one. But the one of them, there's like a brown-haired male dwarf, a black-haired male dwarf, and a blonde-haired female dwarf. The black-haired male dwarf looks like it has gold teeth. His lips are
Hey.
pulled back rictus.
Oh. Hey! I'll yell back. Hey, Weevil!
What?
What do you think we should do with these? And I'll pull out the dwarf. First off, how do I know it's a female dwarf?
Part of your beard.
He's like, I don't know.
What do we? I mean, is there
just
some
can't.
we should
How
do?
do elephants know female? I don't know. You just do. I got no problem. I never had no problem.
Okay. Well, I mean, what should we bury them? What should we do to honor these fallen dwarves? And what about the gold teeth? Would that be considered?
You're the holy one. I'm following you.
If anything goes wrong morally, blame you.
So, picking the gold teeth out would probably be not good, right?
I don't know. Looks like good work. Looks like they should be worth at least a gold each.
In our
What's
proper-
that? He's nods towards the bag when he's kind of looking in. He's like, "What's that?" He nods with his head, and you notice that there appears to be like a dagger-sized shard of ice within there.
Oh. Okay. Like human dagger size or giant dagger size?
Human dagger.
Okay. Oh, excellent. Yeah. All right, let's check it out. There we go. What do you think? I want to pick it up. Let me see. Do I have detect magic? Let me see here. No, I have dispel magic. Do I have detect? I
You
suppose
pick it up?
detect magic is
You
not
pick it up.
Yes, I do.
You can see that. No, you don't even need that because you look at it right away, and you can see that there's actually like a rune floating inside of this shard of ice, and it's the same as the symbol that Harshnag pointed out, the ice rune.
Oh, this has the ice room. This could have some meaning. Maybe
Hey,
we
if we're
should
lucky,
go
it's the
back down.
weapon.
Maybe we should go back down and put it in the frost giant statue's hands.
Big size difference.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was out when we got to where we are. Are we just like upstairs still, or?
Yeah, we're upstairs in 10. Maybe it might grow. I don't know. It's worth a shot.
I've not seen growing weapon magic, but you know, anything can happen.
It doesn't look like a dagger. It's just that approximate in size. If you want to cast detect magic on it, Michael, is that what you said?
Yeah, I don't want to waste a spell slot, so I would like to take the time.
You may.
All right.
It does glow
Okay. Anything else in the room glow?
with conjuration magic.
Conjuration magic. Hey, I want to look at that +1
And sub abjuration.
that +1 great axe we got off the
And
barbarian.
sub transmutation.
What does it glow like? What's magic is in the +1
Plus
great
one
axe?
enchantment, whatever the enchantment enhancement bonus enchantment magic is, just regular
Okay.
magical weapon.
All right, and so this dagger's different.
Yes.
Cool. All right. I want to let people know. Well, this dagger is definitely as if we didn't know it's magical.
It's
but
not a dagger.
more than just-
It's a shard of ice.
This
Approximately the size of a dagger.
Is it
Don't know
Crinchinan bomb?
much.
Pardon me?
Is it Crinchinan bomb?
I don't know what you said, so I'll say no.
Crinchinan bomb. It was the artifact from the crystal shard.
Oh, no. No. Well, wouldn't that be amazing? But something similar description like that, yes. But it's more looks like a natural shard of ice almost. But it doesn't. Although it's cold, it doesn't feel like it'll melt in your bare hand. Even doesn't even get slick. It just keeps cold. And like I said, and it has like that ice rune inside of it. So
Cool.
Errol would ask,
Here,
is
Simon, I
abjuration
want you
magic?
to hold on to this.
when you kind of come around and you like look, Michael, that statue,
Yeah.
with the robes and the arms and the mask,
Yeah.
cast you spell, shows no magic.
Okay.
That's what you guys find, I believe, is the only thing.
Can I just check out all the other rooms up in here? Just while I'm still concentrating on the detecting magic.
Okay. $24 mundane items on a giant sack table. So nothing at all from that. The ice shard and 3 severed dwarf heads.
Okay.
That's what you guys find in the sack. Michael, you don't seem to see anything with your
Detect magic.
detect magic, correct? Kept wanting to say dispel. You're like, well, I don't happen to see anything over here, and you kind of clip-clop. You're like, well, may as well head back downstairs. And when you get back down the stairs, you can see down the stairs enough just in time to see the statue finish pushing the ball to the wall. And when it pushes the wall, you can see how the ball just magically absorbs and flows into the wall like 2 blobs of mercury touching. It just magically transmutes into the wall.
Terminator 2. That
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah. And once the ball does that, the statue then turns around and begins walking back to its alcove.
And I'm assuming they're glowing magic.
The statue does glow. The ball did glow. The area of the wall still glows.
Can I see if there's an area on the floor or something? What is there?
There
glow?
is approximately that halfway point. There's an area
Okay.
that takes up the entire width of the hallway, 40 feet, and is 40 feet long.
Oh, so there's no like getting around it. It's you're going to trigger it.
Yes.
Okay.
But the statue has yet to
No, who won't?
return yet to its alcove.
Hey, fellas, if we all rush and hurry, we can get back here before it's fully reset.
Yeah.
Come on, run,
All
run,
right.
Well,
run,
that'll take
everyone,
off.
go, go, go.
Where are we running to?
Are we going to the room with the spider webs? Where are we going? Or just past it? Or
I want to go past the triggering area on the mechanism.
Do you guys, at least because I said so before, because I'm saying in my mind that it's approximately halfway, which is the same point where the spider entrance is. So you guys could go middle room on the west side has the spider tunnels, or you guys could, and that's approximately where the trigger area is in my mind, 40 foot by 40 foot area. And so basically, do you guys want to go to the tunnel? And those are still walled up even because the statue has yet to get back to its alcove.
Okay, so I'll have to stand there until the. Okay.
And you guys might even end up resetting the trap again. But you guys would be in the room.
Yeah, but I would say we would know and expect, therefore we could like cover and move a little better for it.
40 foot area though.
you can also like fly most of us around that.
Or you guys could go back to the temple area and go to the other doors. Or you guys could check out the spider den. It's pretty much a choice. Go back to the main temple or try to figure out the spider.
Yeah, let's go to the. What?
Can I ask a meta question?
Sure.
So on the map here, we're seeing one of the rooms has like the tunnels that go up. Is that the one with the spiders? Is that what you're saying? Is that
Yeah, that's the tunnels. Yeah, that's the spider.
Okay.
The spider
on the
web
map?
tunnels, yeah.
It's like not the third room, but whatever. It doesn't matter.
Oh, I thought it said it was in the middle room on the left hand side,
it-
and there's 7 rooms aside.
It's the fourth room on the map, but it doesn't matter.
Oh,
Yeah.
4th room. Well, middle of 7 would be 4. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go.
So just to make sure we'll be in the right room, like
Yeah.
yeah.
And there's cobwebs all up in those tunnels, right? Or web all up in those tunnels.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
Tunnels.
I just once again raise my shield and walk along and follow the party.
Fuck those tunnels. Let's check
Yeah.
out. Let's go back to the south instead of this north thing.
Well, I'd be more inclined to like follow Nicodemus as he seems to know more about kind of searching for.
To the south.
Yeah, let's try the south. Let's go chip that ice and go south.
All right.
You guys decide that going to the spider tunnels probably isn't the exact priority. So you guys decide, let's just get back to the temple before it resets, and you are able to. You guys just make your way past the statue as it is walking.
If we
Back.
have to make it to the spider tunnel, then I suppose we will. But if I don't have to.
We know it's there if we have to go. So you mentioned growing magic and then conjuration. Whatever you said. Is that growing
So-
magic?
That what?
Is that a type of
I'm gonna
growing
drop
magic?
out for a second, fellas.
No. Well, conjuring. It brings something in. It creates something. Creation magic is often conjuring. conjuration. It also has some transmutation. It also has some abjuration.
Well, like I don't really know the differences of the magics personally, but
One
I
is
was asking more
protective,
because,
one is changing, one is creating. So it has a
Yeah.
little bit of creating, a little bit of changing.
I was
a
asking
little
more
bit
because
of
Nicodemus asked, like, "Oh, if
Yeah.
we put this in the hands, maybe it'll grow."
So you guys decide to go back to the temple and decide to go through the other doors before when you guys are chipping away at the ice on this door. Same thing, just a few minutes of time. Someone notices, probably Garl, because he's so sharp-eyed. He notices that, like, when the statue gets to the end of the hallway and it steps into the alcove that you could see in that room where you guys were, because I assume you guys should just leave the door open.
Yeah. No,
That you could just see that, like, when it steps in, that all the magical walls of stone drop and everything goes back to normal. It now looks as if it is reset. But Nicodemus, your detect magic gave you some insight into the trap if you guys do decide to go back.
Yeah, Nicodemus had to drop on out, so
Oh, okay.
he's
Um,
here at the moment. I do believe.
You guys chip away the ice,
All right.
and again, the ice is not naturally formed. Don't ask me more about that. That's a deep secret. But you guys eventually, Diana and Harshnag are able to heave and force the doors open. This room is surprisingly lit and warm. And when you open it, you can tell simply there are massive pillars that run down either side of this massive, giant-sized hall. But there are also giant stone slabs, and there are tables and benches. And in the center, the main feature of this is it's large. It's like 20, 30 feet across or something like that. There is basically a pit in the floor that is, you can hear a low whistling and rumbling of forced gas as flames shoot up from this basin in the middle, and they shoot up like 30 feet high. They're like a big fucking blowtorch. Just and it has this room all heated and well lit, and like I said, there are tables and shit arranged around. And even when you look, giant-sized platters and goblets are even left out here and there. Looks like a giant-sized feast hall.
No food, I'm guessing.
There, near the doors, there's this giant stone slab. It's quite high up, but you can even get up and look. It's not hard to stand on a cross brace or something and look. And you can see that on these slabs, you can see that there is like old blood and old grease and old fat, but it doesn't look like that there's, again, it looks like stuff's been used with months or maybe years, but it doesn't look like it's. There's a massive alcove on one of the walls. And
Carl would be looking around seeing if there's any spider webs.
there's no spider webs, but you do spot as it spots. So in other words, there's no surprise. You do see a very recognizable thing because you guys encountered one on its on your way to the temple. You guys can see that curled up in a corner in this alcove, but it stretches out to its full length when it sees you and you see it. Huge white centipede-looking thing with giant mandibles,
No.
and
Ah.
when it stretches to its full length and when it sees you, its front part of its body kind of lifts off the ground, and these flaps of tissue that almost look like wings from behind its head extend, and they fill with a brilliant red heat caused by the internal furnace inside of this thing. And its giant mandibles stretch open as it emits like a and its many legs begin to move this body forward.
Well, there's your food. And I will pull out my axe.
Carl will say, "Oh shit."
Hang on, where's Harshnag?
He's in the temple. He's not in. Didn't come in this room because this room is like, well, beyond warm. He's like, just didn't come in. He's like, whoa, it's hot in there. So he just said, didn't step in yet.
Carl will go back on in the temple and say, "Hey, Harshnag, we need your arms." Then he's gonna stand off to the one side of the door and point inside. Oh.
Everybody can roll initiative.
Never fighting. It's just gone 12.
Okay. We'll just call it there then. I
Yeah.
didn't even realize it was already that time.
Start with it.
Oh,
guys
sorry,
are
didn't
in-
mean to cut it short, but
No. That's, you just brought my attention to it. I just had no clue. I was just not. Hadn't even looked at the clock. So we'll leave it there. That Remoraz fight, and yeah, because I mean, I'm not gonna make you guys stay for a Remoraz fight. You guys will sop it up even without Harshnag's help.
leaves us anticipating for the next time.
Well, yeah, and so we'll do a quick combat next time, and you guys can finish exploring the feast hall, and that's it. Any questions? Anything to say?
Oh,
Nope.
No, sounds good.
No, good.
All right, class dismissed, Kath.
It's all right, and
No, that's all
thank
right.
you.
Oh, have a good night, everyone.
Yeah, have a great one.
You too.
Yeah, I totally got a lot. Just whatever. Didn't even look at the clock.
Well, we were crawling around doing a good dungeon crawl, so I can see getting wrapped up in it.
Yeah.
So don't forget about I don't know, things like that shard.
Yeah. Shard.
Ice shard.
Yep.
You could write down. Yeah, and I think the next key thing hasn't come up yet. You guys know where? Well, spider web filled tunnels. You know where those are. And I don't know. Any questions from you guys?
No, not really. Just
All right.
just waiting for this crazy worm. At least it's warm and not cold, like a big old ice.
Yeah,
like
and warm.
a big.
Like
Well, I'll be leaving then.
Yeah. All right. Bye, Kath.
Okay. Bye.
They describe
Stay
that.
safe. Stay well. Fight the virus. Bye.
Bye.
You do this.
Yeah, like they describe that. How'd they do it? It's big. $240 by 440 feet.
That sounds pretty big.
I'd say it's huge. It's huge.
200-foot alcove in the east wall.
Yeah.
That's where the remoras came from. Six pillars.
No, it's a good sized room. I mean, the temple is a good sized room.
Yeah, it says as soon as you guys enter the room, the remoras attacks. So
yeah,
it's good.
It ought to be interesting.
Yeah, I don't know how large that bowl-shaped basin in the center of the room is, but it describes as literally it's force-fed natural gas, naturally occurring natural gas is roaring out of it.
Let me open up the map.
It's big. I know it's big.
I think it's like 40 foot.
It's probably like 20 feet across, 30 feet across. I know it's big.
Freaking huge.
It's huge.
And it's just force-fed from natural gas. So it would be like practically roaring.
Oh, I would think so. Something that big. I mean, it's as big. It's as big as a house.
Yeah.
Literally. If it's at, let's see here. Bring that on up.
Yeah.
Again.
Basil, garlic, vinegar.
I mean, everything is so tight and huge to garl in this place anyway.
Because I thought I was going to do bread.
Let's see here. What do we got? Yeah, it's 40 foot.
Oh, wow.
It's from side to side. So
Yeah.
that fire pit.
Yeah, still, oh my God, it's like just a column of flames.
Yeah. But it would have to be something like that to keep this place warm.
Yeah. Yeah. And like nearest the doors, there's a big stone grease covered slab. And tables and chairs. Yeah. So any questions from you guys or anything?
No,
Any
those
comments?
those pillars are 20 foot side by side.
Yeah, the pillars are massive.
And those tables, outrageous. I'd love to have those up at my camp. Barbecues. You're talking 20, 40, 60, 80, 120 foot long, 20 foot wide. You could party, you could put a band up on there. That's a small stage.
Yeah. Well, that's a big stage. Trust me, I play in bands.
I mean, only 20 foot
You're
wide.
lucky. You're lucky if like you can. Usually we're on stage, but our microphone stands are on the floor. Yeah, stages are small. That'd be massive.
The massive one are those slabs that are in between. They're 40 foot wide.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, right? Like it's hard for me to like drill in the scale of everything, right? Like,
Yeah.
when I say that there's benches indoors, it's not that there's benches indoors. It's like,
But that's why I'm
Yeah.
trying to
Yeah.
share the map
Yeah.
with folks so they can
Yeah.
get that grip of it. But that's
and if you guys want to like climb on the furniture or whatever like that, there's no, everything is so big that there's not a climb check. It's just considered, what do we call it? Difficult
Difficult.
terrain. Yeah.
but
So it's easy for Garl to easily like get up on the table or,
I would see it being kind of a challenge being as big as they are, and he's only 3 foot tall. He could do it, but I would see
but it's furniture, right? It's not like a defensive castle or anything. So I mean, it has cross braces, it has everything,
yeah.
right? Like
but
it's
that's where I was going with it to say
yeah.
I would, for someone like Garl's height or smaller, I would say, yeah, you need to have a climb check, but not that it's a difficult DC, but still to find your footholds and the time that it takes, because
Well, you see, like that's even if you remember when you guys met the barbarians, they were on top of those stairs. Well, I was thinking about having athletics checks done for the stairs because the stairs are like more than 5 feet, right? And I
Yeah.
thought it's literally just a blank surface. And I thought, no, because really, with help and stuff like that, it's not even something really roll worthy, right? And they say, "Oh, just consider it difficult terrain." Oh yeah, I could see it. If you want to go from one step to another, you're basically going half movement, which is essentially a climb. Anyways, just no check.
Yeah.
So that's all it is. It's a climb, no check. Because it's not. So furniture, yeah, I could see furniture.
Yeah.
Castle wall, I don't know. They don't want you climbing.
Well, the wall's supposed to be, so far, they've all been glass smooth, right?
In here? Yeah, in here?
Yeah.
They say anywhere in the temple, walls, all the frost-covered walls and shit like that cannot be climbed without like a climber's kit or spider climb or some other magic.
Yeah.
Like you can't, you just can't. You can't just climb it. They're just too slick, too frost covered. Impossible to climb without.
Hey, I liked your picture there. You going down the slide with your son.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah,
it didn't fit your caption because there was no water running down it for you to be sliding down it like a water slide.
Oh, no, I don't know what the. I don't remember what the water slide reference was about.
You said just imagine going down a water slide being blind. What it was.
Oh, because another guy commented, and maybe he only made it where he could see to his friends or whatever. But he said something. He said something about like, "Holy shit, going down a slide blind. You're braver than I am." And I said you should try going down a water slide when you're blind.
And that's what I'm referring to.
Yeah. So you didn't see his comment about that's No, it's just because he just said, "Oh, you're brave going down a slide and you're blind." But I like where we put that slide because she being the significant other, got the slide secondhand, and that's all it was. Just the slide, the fiber, it's not even fiberglass; it's plastic.
Mm-hmm.
At first, I thought it was fiberglass. I looked, I'm like, no, it's plastic. So, because I was hesitant about cutting it.
Yeah.
But then, it's just plastic. We'll just cut it, then it's not really an issue. But and that's all it was the slide. And she was like, "Oh, we should make this, and we should do that. We should do that. We should do this." And I mean, I'm blind, but like I said, I'm good spatially, and I just looked at the slide and I picked it up and I kind of felt the angle. I'm like, this is approximately the same as. Why don't you just take out a couple of these boards on the steps?
Yeah.
And just fucking 2 round-headed bolts right there, and right, and that's what we did, and it works perfect.
Yeah.
And so it's super duper safe because it's on like just off the porch steps. It's just super safe. It's just super duper safe. And I don't know, all the time we go down it. In fact, he gets mad at me. Daddy, go down the slide. And if I don't, but I do all the time. I use it all the time.
Cool.
It shaves off like seconds, especially me being blind, rather than coming out onto the porch